Hey everyone, today we're going to do a fast fashion haul where I show off a bunch of super cheaply made toxic garments just to flex about how many items I got for less than the cost of eating dinner at a nice sit-down restaurant. Because I can, I guess. So let's start with my totally necessary 36th outfit this month. Oh, and don't forget to use my code PlanetDestroyer10 for a discount. Just kidding. Obviously, I hope. But seriously, my name is Amber and I'm here for Sustainable Jungle, where we share sustainability tips, tricks, hacks, products, brands, and stories to better our planet. Before we doom scroll into today's topic, please remember to take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, so you can stay informed on the latest weekly videos on all things sustainability. Have you ever watched an influencer haul video and thought, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Like, who is wearing that much stuff? Well, you're not alone, and today I'm going to be talking about something big that's quietly wreaking havoc on the planet: influencer culture. And no, it's not just because they're all drinking iced lattes from plastic cups. As a disclaimer, so no one asks me for this, I'm not knocking influencers or the profession on the whole. If you can make a living by just being you online, good for you. I am knocking you if you choose to make that living by knowingly shilling for and supporting companies that we know are doing terrible things for the environment and their workers, just because it's easy content and easy money. Gone are the days when we all use social media to share cringy selfies and food pics with garish filters. I miss those days. Am I dating myself if I say that? Because unfortunately, Instagram is now basically just an endless advertisement on infinite scroll, filled with carefully curated and planned content. And no wonder, considering 31% of people use some form of an ad blocker these days. Myself included. So companies basically had to get more creative in their advertising by turning it into the very type of content that we want to consume. And one of the most popular means of advertising on these channels through influencers is through haul videos. So what are haul videos? If you're like me and you're more than a little TikTok challenged, because back in my day, we called those silly super short videos vines, and no one was making money on them except for maybe the platform themselves. So if you're like me and you don't really understand TikTok, you might not be super familiar with these ideas of these hauls, but then again, you might be, because what started on TikTok has now bled over to basically every other content platform on the internet. Instagram, Facebook, and yes, even here on YouTube. Hauls are basically where someone orders a large volume of things and then shows them off one by one in a video. Sometimes in a casual, oops, I bought too much, like this. Or sometimes in a, look at all of this stuff that I bought. Oh, this is so many things. This is the $1,000 of goods. I'm gonna show it all off to you. Let's take a look at an example of one. $3,000 for back to school? I remember when my mom gave me $200 and sent me to the mall and expected me to outfit my whole year with that.
Oh my god. When I tell you that was a whole workout, I'm full on sweating. Let's just get into it because I have so much. My man is waiting for me to call, and I told him I was giving a haul to my friends. You guys are my friends. Disclaimer, I'm so grateful for everything I got. I worked super hard this summer and I was able to provide myself with.
Oh my god, people, some of you have told me that I talk fast, but please tell me I don't talk that fast.
I'm gonna start off with Lululemon. Got the Define jacket. This is my favorite color. And let me know if you guys want to try on haul. This is so adorable. Abercrombie. I got the camo sweater. All the sizes were sold out, besides extra large and like long. So I hope this.
Oh, look at all that plastic.
I got a lot of singular things from these places. It's stressful shopping.
Oh.
Gray pants that were cuffed. White fox. Didn't get the hype about white fox, but here I am. To be honest, I opened most of these.
Plastic within plastic within plastic.
Here's the first top. And the second one. So out for Eden, I got.
Weren't those tops the same, just in different colors?
It's that Musinsa. This is a Korean brand. I really want to put this all into one part. I got two. This is never that.
Like, she realizes that there's only 180 school days, right? Are you planning on wearing a completely different outfit every single day?
T-shirts as Heesung. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. I love the color. This is the back. I got this button up because I saw someone wearing something like this on TikTok. So here it is.
Because I saw someone wearing something like this on TikTok, right? Because that is the point of these videos. Okay. You know what? We get the point. So let's just call it there. You get the idea. Okay, so that was awful, and I didn't even make it a third of the way in. But the amazing thing is that video has almost 175,000 likes. Not just views, but likes. Here is the thing about hauls. They're not inherently unsustainable. For example, some people do thrift hauls, and though there are some ethical questions about that we don't really have time to get into today, we did actually write an article on thrift flips which touch on that, and I'm going to link to that in the description below. That's maybe something I'll talk about in the future. Let me know if you'd like that. But back to the topic at hand, hauls are mostly unsustainable because unless it's a thrift haul, people are always going to be buying from companies that aren't really caring about their environmental impact, and a lot of the times it means buying from the cheapest fast fashion companies around. I mean, a lot of these people can afford to buy from high-end brands, but a lot of them can't afford to buy from, say, a sustainable company that actually charges what their wares are worth if you're going to factor in the materials and the proper labor and living wages that went into them. And if you don't believe me that fast fashion brands are primarily what people are going to do with these haul videos, consider that the most mentioned fashion brands by influencers are Zara, Shein, H&M, Naked, Pretty Little Things, and ASOS. Now, we've actually done deep dives on 4 out of the 6 of these companies on our website, looking into what makes them fast fashion and why we should avoid them. So I'm gonna link to those in the description below in case you wanna check them out if you're interested. So, what's the big deal? I mean, how bad can a little shopping spree, or a few, really be? Well, buckle up because here come the stats. Fast fashion, as I hope you all know, is kind of like fast food. It's cheap, convenient, and it's bad for everyone. The environment especially in this case. The fashion industry on the whole accounts for 10% of global carbon emissions. That's more than aviation and global shipping of everything combined. And that trendy haul video, it's basically just promoting the cycle of buy, wear, toss, repeat that's fueling this madness. On average, 93 million tons of textile waste ends up in landfills each year. That's like dumping 1 garbage truck of clothes every second. So in the time it took me to say that, over 5 garbage trucks of textiles hit the landfill. And there's another 4. You get the point. But it doesn't stop there. The influencer promoting this idea of buying 25 new outfits a month, which, by the way, there is no way they're actually going to be wearing all of those, doesn't mention the hidden water crisis behind that cute dress they're showing off. You see, making just 1 conventional cotton t-shirt takes about 2,700 liters of water. That's enough for 1 person to drink for 2.5 years. And if you think that the layers upon layers of plastic poly bags these influencers are quite literally tearing through with every garment they show off is bad, let's not forget that fast fashion is built on cheap synthetic fabrics that shed microplastic particles when they're washed, finding their way into our waterways. It's estimated that each time we do laundry, almost 10 million microfibers are released into water treatment plants, which they cannot filter these out. The sum total of this, according to the World Economic Forum, is that 500,000 tons of microplastics are dumped into the ocean every year, which is equal to 50 billion plastic bottles, by the way. And if that alone doesn't concern you, maybe the fact that these microplastics are now working their way into the food chain and have been found in human bodies will. And the craziest thing to me is that most of what's being hauled will just be tossed in a few months. And we already mentioned that whole 92 million tons of textile waste annually, but when you also consider that most of these are synthetic fabrics like polyester, aka plastic, it's going to take hundreds of years to break those down. So congrats, your 15-second outfit video will outlive you and your grandkids and possibly their grandkids and who knows how long. And just the pure unnecessary excess of it is what really gets me. Every single year, nearly 150 billion items of apparel are produced by the industry, which is double the amount of clothes that we produced back in 2000. Meanwhile, within that first year of purchase, more than 60% of these garments are discarded. And I don't have the stats here to back this up or anything, but I would guess that that percentage is even higher among these hauls, where the whole point is basically just to buy stuff to show it off, not necessarily to actually wear it. Because I don't know about you, but I have really limited closet space. Where do they put it all? If you're not just swapping things out every time you get all these massive hauls in, where does it go? So basically what haul culture is doing is normalizing the notion of owning just for the sake of it and buying way too much of it just because you can, even if you don't need it for your career. Now, surely this can't work, you say. Surely these are just fun little videos that people watch that doesn't really impact things. But here's the thing is it does work. 78.6% of US marketers within companies exceeding 100 employees are projected to leverage influencers, and the industry as a whole is valued at over $21 billion. If that number isn't mind-boggling enough, just consider that this was only $9.7 billion in 2020. That's over double in just 4 years. 17% of companies now spend half of their marketing budget on influencers, and about 85% of them say that it has a much better ROI, return on investment, than other traditional marketing channels. Researchers show that on average, influencer marketing campaigns earn $5.78 for every dollar spent. In fact, 75% of people use social media for purchasing advice, and among 45% of European Gen Zers polled said that they were more inclined to buy fashion items that they've seen influencers wear over those worn by traditional celebrities or their peers. Now, according to research, 3% of consumers would consider buying a product in store if they saw a celebrity wear it versus 60% if they saw an influencer wear it. So clearly it works. Now, a big reason behind this is the perceived, and I do want to emphasize perceived, authenticity and relatableness of influencers versus the elite unattainability of celebrity status. Influencers share more of their personal lives online, even intimate details with their followers, which establishes trust and credibility, or at least this perceived notion of it, which in turn influences consumer behavior. Studies show that 1 in 5 people between 18 and 54 have made a purchase based on an influencer's recommendation in the past 3 months alone, which is really wild for me to think about because I don't think I've literally ever purchased something that I saw an influencer promote. So that's kind of why influencer marketing works on such a wide, broad scale, but why do people love haul videos specifically so much? And clearly they do. I mean, just that one that we watched alone had 175,000 likes, and there are thousands upon thousands of those on all these different social media sites. What's the draw? I mean, obviously for the influencer standpoint, it's somewhat of a flex. It's saying, look how much I was able to buy for this little amount of money, plus obviously the monetary incentive behind it going viral. But what about for the people watching them? Well, as best I can figure, it's partially because we get some sort of secondhand buyer's high from the experience, but I think it's also more than that. See, we see influencers unbox 17 packages and suddenly we're like, OMG, I need those shoes and those pants and this and that, and wait, is that an inflatable flamingo pool float? Haul videos tap into FOMO. It's this idea that you are missing out if you don't have the latest trend that these influencers are showing off, especially when it's from a fast fashion company and you see that it's at a low price point that you could afford. But here's the thing, by the time you buy it, that new trend is already out. So if you're then just stuck with a bunch of stuff that you don't even want. But I don't really think that that's what goes through people's minds when they watch these videos. Instead, it's things like, they got all this stuff for $70? Heck, even I can afford that. And for us normal folks, hauls make shopping seem like this luxury experience without the luxury price tag, which is ironic because it's an even smarter financial decision to simply not give in to those impulse urges. And sure, we all make impulse buys from time to time. I mean, how many of us bought into the 2020 air fryer craze? But was that totally an impulse purchase of mine? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? I love it and I've been sure to make the most out of it. But something as trivial as a piece of electronic equipment that's going to break in a month, or a garment that's going to go out of style or rip at the seams in a month, they're not going to have the longevity of that kind of impulse purchase. And the brands, they're not innocent in this. A lot of fast fashion companies use influencer marketing to push more clothes out faster than you can say limited time offer. In fact, there have been reports of some of the worst haul offenders actually harassing influencers when they refuse to shill for their products. Temu. Oh, and if you haven't watched our video on Temu and why they are the worst, I'll link to it below. See, fast fashion brands drop as many as 52 collections in a year. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, aren't there only 4 seasons? Winter, spring, summer, fall. Exactly. Fashion brands have made up extra seasons so they can push out more clothes and more trend cycles. And who helps them do that? Influencers with those mega hauls. Okay, enough doom and gloom, let's talk solutions. I mean, honestly, the best solution would simply be to stop watching and providing engagement on these videos, which is basically the way of incentivizing them. But if I'm being realistic, that's not going to happen. So at the very least, don't buy into it. Don't use their shopping code to get an extra discount. These affiliate codes are going to give them an extra boost on top of what they're already being paid by the brand to do the haul, and also on top of whatever money they might make from engagement on the content itself. And if you are trying to buy something, how about we slow it down a little bit and take more time to think about our purchases than the time that it takes to scroll from one TikTok to the next. How about thrifting? Secondhand is not only cheaper than these hauls, but it's actually way more eco-friendly. Buying just one used item reduces its carbon footprint by 82%. Plus, you're saving those landfill-bound clothes for another round. Another tip is to stop buying into the one-time use mentality that a lot of these influencers are perpetrating. So no more of this, I need a new bathing suit just for this one upcoming vacation. I can't tell you how many haul videos I saw with similar things like that when I was researching for this video. So instead, let's normalize re-wearing our favorite pieces and buying things with the intent of wearing them again and again. And hey, influencers, I'm not saying stop making content. I'm just saying maybe stop promoting brands and habits that aren't actively destroying everything. Sustainable fashion brands are popping up everywhere, and spoiler alert, they're super chic too. You could be leading the change instead of the charge to them all. Next time you're tempted by a haul video, remember this video and ask yourself, do I really need that $10 top? Will it fall apart in 2 washes? Probably. The influencer promoting it likely isn't going to wear it more than a couple times, if that, or at all, so why should you? Now, I'm gonna pass the mic over to you guys. What are your thoughts on haul culture? Do you love them? Do you hate them? You can't wait for the day when this trend goes away, like me? Let me know in the comments below, and thanks for sticking with me through this rage against the algorithm rant. And if you learned something, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more ways to live sustainably without giving up things you love. Until next time, I'm Amber from Sustainable Jungle, hauling off to go shop my own closet.